All right, so today we're going to take a deep dive
Yeah.
into something I think is really interesting,
Mhm.
folklore and mythology,
Right.
and how it connects with Gothic storytelling.
Absolutely.
We've got some excerpts here
Sure.
that I think will kind of bring this all to light.
Yeah.
Um, so are you ready
Absolutely. I'm excited.
to sort of uncover the roots of all these tropes that we see in Gothic literature?
I think what's so interesting is how these stories, get passed down
Right.
generation after generation and sort of form the basis
Yeah,
for Gothic literature.
like the bedrock almost.
Yeah, and they offer all these themes that are sort of ready-made, right?
Yeah.
The uncanny, the
Yeah.
monstrous, the supernatural, all these things that
Yeah.
tap into, I think, some of our deepest fears.
Yeah, it's like almost like raw material that then the
Yes.
writers kind of shape into these chilling,
Exactly.
thought-provoking narratives.
Yeah.
And what's the appeal? I mean, why are we so drawn to that?
Well, I think it's like looking into a funhouse mirror. It's like this distorted reflection of our own anxieties,
Yeah.
that fear of the unknown. And
Right.
it makes us sort of question the darker side of human nature.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's part of the appeal.
So let's talk about some specifics.
Okay.
Now, the source material that we have here
Yes.
mentions a few figures from folklore
Okay.
that I think really highlight
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Let's start with one that I think is fascinating, Baba Yaga.
Oh, yes.
Now, for those who maybe aren't familiar
Okay,
with
but-
Slavic folklore,
Mm-hmm.
she's this prominent figure,
They're powerful.
often depicted as like a wild,
All right.
unpredictable woman
Yes.
who lives in a hut that stands on chicken legs.
I know, what a visual, right.
I know, it's just like such an amazing image,
Yeah,
but there's so much more to her.
absolutely.
What's that?
So much more.
Right.
So I think Baba Yaga is fascinating because she really embodies that duality that
Yeah.
you see so much in Gothic literature. She is a powerful sorceress.
Mm-hmm.
She's the guardian of the forest.
Right.
She offers wisdom,
Okay.
but she also is known to kidnap children
Yeah.
and devour those who displease her.
Right.
So she is both terrifying and compelling.
It's that unpredictability, I think, that makes her so captivating.
Totally.
You just never know. Is she going to help or is she going to hinder?
Exactly.
Are there specific literary techniques that writers use
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
to sort of translate that duality
Oh, for sure.
into the characters?
So you'll see things like shifting perspectives,
Okay.
unreliable narrators,
Mhm.
dreamlike sequences,
Right.
just like Baba Yaga can be benevolent and malevolent.
Yes.
Gothic characters often blur the lines
Yeah.
between hero and villain,
Mhm.
sanity and madness.
It's fascinating.
It is.
Okay, so speaking of figures
Okay.
who embody that kind of blurred line between real and supernatural,
Yes.
let's talk about the Djinn
Okay.
from Middle Eastern folklore. I think a lot of people might only be familiar with them from
As pop culture?
pop culture references.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit more about
Yeah. So there's significance.
in folklore?
Yeah.
Are supernatural beings with extraordinary powers.
Okay.
They inhabit a separate realm, but they can influence the human world in really subtle ways
Right.
or in really dramatic ways.
Okay.
But what makes them so perfect for Gothic storytelling is that they're morally ambiguous.
Right.
They're not necessarily good or evil.
Uh-huh.
They act on their desires and whims.
So that makes them completely unpredictable.
Exactly.
It's that classic be careful what you wish for trope.
Oh, totally.
You might get what you want,
Right.
but what's it going to cost you?
Exactly.
I remember reading this story once where this guy
Mm-hmm.
wished for immortality.
Oh, no.
And he got it.
Oh.
But he ended up trapped in this crumbling tower
Oh, wow.
eternally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. And that stuck with me.
Yeah, Betty.
It's that sense of hidden consequences, right?
Yes.
The unseen world influencing our lives.
It's like that primal fear
Totally.
of the unknown
Yeah.
and forces beyond our control.
And the Djinn represent that perfectly.
Yeah, they totally do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
For our last example,
Right.
let's talk about Llorona,
Oh, yes.
the weeping woman.
Mm-hmm.
This is a story
Yes.
that's haunted me since I was a kid.
Really.
It's terrifying.
I can see why.
Can you tell us a little bit more about her?
Yeah, so La Llorona comes from Latin American folklore.
Okay.
And she is a tragic figure.
Right.
She's a woman driven by grief
Uh-huh.
and madness.
Okay.
She drowns her own children.
Oh, my God.
I know, it's awful.
Wow.
And then overcome with guilt, she becomes this restless spirit,
Right.
forever searching for them,
Mhm.
lamenting their loss.
Right.
And her wails are said to bring misfortune,
Yeah.
even death.
Yeah. It's such a heartbreaking story.
It is.
And I think it speaks to the Gothic fascination with mourning and loss and the persistence of powerful emotions beyond death.
Yeah.
There's a theme here of transgression, guilt, consequences.
Right.
Do you see that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
And
These figures.
all these different myths, even though they come from all over the world,
Right.
they're dealing with these universal themes of
Yeah.
morality,
Yeah.
fear,
Yeah.
humanity's relationship with the supernatural.
Yeah.
Like there are all these cautionary tales exploring the boundaries of, you know, what's acceptable behavior and the repercussions when you cross those lines.
Right.
So Baba Yaga's swift retribution, the Djinn's twisted bargains,
Right.
La Llorona's unending sorrow.
Yeah.
They're all saying, you know, our actions have consequences that can ripple out in really unpredictable and often terrifying ways.
And I think that's why they resonate with us so deeply.
Yeah.
Because it's tapping into something primal. Something inherent to the human experience.
Absolutely.
Well, we've reached the end of our deep dive here.
Okay.
But I'm going to leave you with this.
Right.
Think about the folklore.
Yeah.
From your own background.
Okay.
What creatures or legends could be woven into a modern Gothic story?
Yeah.
What fears or beliefs do they reveal
That's a good question.
about your own culture?
Yeah.
That's something to ponder as you continue exploring the world of Gothic storytelling.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for joining me.
It was fun.
Yeah, this was great.
I love this stuff.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.